Happy Saturday to you, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Repeat after me. Animals know what they need to know. Okay, let's say it again. Animals know what they need to know. Take a screenshot of this, put it on a Post-it note or put it on the lock screen of your computer, whatever you need to do, and do me a favor. Send me a picture of that. Drop it right down in the feed on this video here, because this is very important. You need to repeat this to yourself multiple times per day. Animals don't flood their brains like we do with a bunch of irrelevant facts, things that are trivia, things that are just kind of good to know. They flood their brains with what they need to know. And for a wild animal, most of that centers around the acquisition and the defense of resources, a mate, and even protecting my offspring. Our dogs are very similar in so many ways. They know what they need to know. So what's important about that for you? That you make sure that what they need to know is aligned with what you want them to know. What you want them to know. Case in point, out. See, that's an out there with Castell. This is my puppy. She'll be 14 weeks old this coming Monday. Little German Shepherd puppy. You've seen her probably in a few other videos. Right now, I am focusing on what I am going to need her to know when she's an adult, when she's about 75 to possibly 80 pounds later in life. I'm working on imprinting. So some of those things look like this. For example, walking, heel. I want Castell to learn to walk with me and not pull me. Learn to walk by my side. So again, learn to also take a hand off. Walking, not to pull. Heel, atta girl. So we've moved away from the stick to now a slip leash. And it's my job to make sure I have her attention. Heel. Good girl. So I'm pulling her head up. And then when I come to a stop, make sure she sits right when I do. Heel. Making strong left turns. A lot of left turns. Why the left turns? Because at this early age in life, it prevents a lot of that bunny hopping that you see her doing. And also aligns her right up here next to me. So many times we want to, good, very good girl. We want to go to the right, especially if we have our dogs on our left side, heel. Going to the right is fine, but centrifugal force will actually force the dog out of position. And so with young dogs, you've heard me say before, I don't like big mistakes. So again, we work, and I do mostly left turns at this age here. Get her attention. Good girl. Okay, other things I want her to learn, free, is how to ride in a car. So she needs to know, again, remember, animals know what they need to know. She needs to know how to ride in a vehicle, in the back of a vehicle. In the beginning, ride in a crate. This is her starting to come out of a crate in the back of my vehicle. She'll soon need to learn, when she's able to, how to jump into the vehicle and how to safely step out of the vehicle. She needs to learn how to ride without making a lot of noise. She needs to know that when she's in the vehicle, be quiet, don't move around too much, just relax. And so here, this is her starting to come out, using the bumper, guiding herself, spotting the landing. And there she goes. And I took these myself while she was doing it. So again, that's the end of it. She also needs to know how to behave at a veterinary office. Don't bite the veterinarian. Don't bite the hand that gives you a shot. Well, maybe you should. Don't bite the vet tech. Make sure you learn how to behave at a veterinarian's office. You need to know that. And I need you to know that. I also need you to know that you can bite other things other than me. So this is her playing tug of war with a little tug toy at our house. And of course, Captain wants to jump in and do the same thing. In the same video, I'll just roll it again. Learn how to use your mouth. Learn how to allow another dog to come in without attacking the other dog. And then really important at this age, learn how to let go of something when you have something in your mouth that we find undesirable, like a dead mole. So again, it's really handy for Castell to know out. Okay, another thing I want her to learn, Heel, is in about 10 days, she will be going to our mountain home with me. And while we are there, we will be engaging on many, many hikes that have very steep inclines, very steep declines. Out. See the tug of war? At least she's not biting on me. So there we go. She has to learn how to control her body. Her body. Be able to pivot. Be able to balance. Be able to be off balance but still hold it. Because we'll be going over a lot of deadfall, over a lot of trees, over a lot of boulders. We'll learn many of these things together, but in the meantime, I want to get a head start on that with imprinting. This stool right here, I'm not going to sit on it too much because you'll fall right off. This thing I've got set to be very loose. As you can see, it moving around. It's got a lot of movement to it. So now with Castell, out. Good girl. That's a terrific out. Again, work on that out. Set her up on the stool. Let her find her balance, her own balance. Good. She's digging in. Stay. Atta girl. Work it. Good girl. And you see her starting to stand up. Using that balance. Again, this is not, she's not even 14 weeks old yet. Good girl. Very good. There we go. Now starting to stand up. She caught herself. Very good. And of course, you notice I'm standing close by for safety. Good. But this is her learning about all four paws. All four. How to shift her balance. How to be confident. How to learn also that I'm here to keep her safe. I'm not going to let her fall off and hurt herself. Good. And then as we start to trust one another, stay, I can actually start to introduce this word called stay. And she really has no choice but to stay. So therefore, we don't have big mistakes. Good girl. Terrific. Good. Now shifting back. See how she caught herself? Very good. A little shaking going on. Good. Catching herself. Way to go, sweetheart. Good. Ready? Free. And down we go. Very good. Heel. Atta girl. And again, with these young dogs, when they're this young, don't correct if they explore their environment by putting their nose to the ground when you're walking. It's your job to pull that attention up. Your job. Come up with multiple signals. My finger here. Rocking her back into that sit. Forming that, making her wait. Being still. And then the reward. The handoff with young puppies is about 50-50. Sometimes she gets it, sometimes she drops it. And if you're working in the same area, remember, animals know what they need to know. If we now heel over that same area, those treats are on the ground. Those treats she has now identified as a food source. So therefore, she wants to move her head downward where the treats are. I'm in a very tight room doing this video today. What I would suggest for you is that if you want to avoid a dog searching for treats in the beginning while you're working on healing, as soon as you drop the treat, move to a new area. And that's what I'll be doing when we get outside of this room. I just wanted to come here today to show you many things and many parts of her training that's taking place right now. But if I were not in this room, I would simply move away from where the treats fell. But for right now, to correct her for diving down to the ground and grabbing that treat, that's wrong. This dog is learning, has biologically prepared learning. Those treats have survival value. So again, it's your job in a tight space to try and keep their attention. Heel, one last time. Turning to the left. Good girl. Turning to the left again. Atta girl. Atta girl. And then coming to a stop. Boom. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good. All righty. Well, just kind of wanted to, oh my gosh. I did take her to the vet, and she was 30 pounds already. 30 pounds. So we'll be giving you another update on Castell here soon. But this is kind of like a little bit of a combination video. A little video on about animals, know what they need to know. Make sure you know that, and make sure you teach them what it is that you need them to know. Those things that align with your life. A wild animal would not need to know how to ride in a vehicle. They would never go to visit a veterinarian. They would never have to balance on a stool, but they would have to go up a rugged terrain trail, down a trail, through the forest, over deadfall. They would have to learn that. So therefore, make sure at this early age in life, when they're so young, and that brain is like a sponge, that you start teaching them so they will learn, oops, watch out for the tail, that animals know what they need to know. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Stay tuned. There'll be more coming your way. Take care.